Hi, I'm Philip Stallard and we're at Dalkeith Farm, which hosts my project, the Mid Wales Landscape Scheme, which is a tree planting scheme, free tree planting scheme run by me on behalf of the Woodland Trust. We've just been disseminating 5,000 trees now in the last couple of days to 42 different landowners, some of which have had 2 or 3 trees and some of which have had 200 or 300 trees. These are native trees. They're supplied by the Woodland Trust Cymru. So we've got 2 different types of oak, 2 different types of birch, hazel, lots of other native species which are great for wildlife and also really good for shelter and what have you for livestock on farms. So add in hedges and just standard trees as well reduces the amount of runoff and allows more water to soak into the ground. That in turn then stops the rivers flooding quite so badly, and we've seen some really serious erosion of soil now, especially if it's just been ploughed and we get a heavy deluge of rain. It'll take tons of soil off and they're left with a field with much less topsoil. The livestock needs shelter, it needs shade. You've only got to look at a field on a hot day and the sheep will all be underneath the one tree that's remaining, but those trees are 300 or 400 years old and there's nothing coming up behind them. So there's examples on this farm at Dalkeith and others where they're putting in more standard trees in the middle of fields now to cast that shade, because once the 300 or 400 year old tree has gone, there's nothing there except the hedgerows, and then all the livestock will be tucked in under that looking for shade. For me, it's as much about the conversation as it is about the trees, to get people thinking about the issues of climate change, carbon sequestering, biodiversity loss, making room for nature, and then they come along and they're delighted, really delighted to have free trees and get out there. And, it's like a bit of a big happy family of tree planters out there now.